government to shut down. What this means for federal workers.
Struggling to find an internship? You're not alone. We talk more about the job hunt coming up.
UT students watched the Texas-Florida football game from the Union Ballroom. More on the festivities campus had to offer.
This is Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns.
Good evening. For Monday, October 6th, I'm Christina Krasnova.
And I'm Mareva Valiere. Thank you for joining us tonight. Smoke blanketed the UT campus and surrounding neighborhoods Sunday evening when a motel along Interstate 35 caught fire. The Roadway Inn, an abandoned facility less than half a mile from campus, was destroyed by the blaze, which led dozens of Austin firefighters to respond and causes the evacuation of nearby apartment complexes. AFD Deputy Chief Martinez said on the scene that crews got the fire under control in less than an hour. No injuries were reported, and the cause of the fire is currently under investigation.
UT Austin was one of 9 schools to receive an offer this week from the Trump administration to agree to what it's calling a Compact for Excellence in Higher Education. The agreement, which UT Austin must sign to receive competitive federal funding, would require the university to ban the use of race and sex in admissions, limit international undergraduate enrollment, and implement campus political policies in line with conservative ideology, according to the Wall Street Journal. The chairman of the UT system, Kevin Eltife, told TSTV News in a statement that they are looking forward to reviewing the compact with UT officials, adding they are looking forward to collaborating with the Trump administration.
Last Tuesday, UT announced it will review its gender studies courses to ensure they comply with state and federal law. The announcement follows the passage of Texas House Bill 229, which includes a binary definition of gender. The UT system will review gender studies courses taught on all UT campuses in November. The UT system did not cite what prompted them to review their courses, or clarify what reviewing would mean for the future of these classes.
The federal government shut down last Wednesday after funding proposals from both Democrats and Republicans failed to pass in the Senate. Thousands of workers across the United States have been furloughed, and many more are working without pay until both parties can come to an agreement in the Senate. The shutdown ended its 6th day today, still with no end in sight. According to ABC News, during previous shutdowns, the courts have been able to use other financial means to maintain operation, although tighter budgets and inflation have made it more difficult to do so. Joining us now to provide more insight on the government shutdown, we have Emmy Adams. How are you doing today, Emmy?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Can you elaborate more on why this shutdown has occurred?
Yes, so the shutdown occurred due to a Democratic-backed extension of the Affordable Care Act and the reversal of Medicare funding failed in the Senate. Essentially, Republicans and Democrats can't agree. The Affordable Care Act started under Obamacare and has received lots of criticism from Republican counterparts. So essentially, until both sides can come to an agreement, the government will remain shut down.
Okay, and Emmy, how is this affecting federal workers?
So the primary effect is that pay has been suspended for roughly 2 million federal workers, and along with that, 750 Americans have been ordered not to work, also known as being furloughed or temporarily fired. National parks are still open, but there is nobody to run them or man them. Also, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid will continue. However, people deemed essential workers, those are your airport employees, military, Department of Homeland Security, they will continue, but they will not be paid during this time.
So, how long can we expect this shutdown to last?
Right now, it's basically a blame game between the Democrats and Republicans because neither side wants to compromise. President Donald Trump did meet with Russell Vought, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, in which they concluded that layoffs are going to be imminent. The last shutdown was in December of 2018 during Trump's first term that lasted 35 days, which was the longest in American history. past shutdowns have ranged anywhere from 1 to 2 days up to 20 days. So really, there's no way of knowing how much longer this is going to last.
Okay, thank you, Amy, for updating us on current events. A stabbing outside of Gregory Gym in 2017 left UT freshman Harrison Brown dead and injured 3 others. 7 years later, the suspect, Ken Rex White, has been ordered released from a state psychiatric hospital. White was not found guilty for the crime by reason of insanity and was diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder following the incident. White will still receive outpatient care for his mental illness, but is no longer confined to an inpatient hospital. Students last Thursday held a vigil on campus for those who have been reported by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The vigil, organized by the activist group Students for Democratic Society, had around 20 people in attendance. It included photos of families affected by the White sweeping explosion, and in between moments of silence, students publicly demanded that the university do more to protect undocumented students.
Ignoring the demands that we have for UT to protect immigrants kind of shows that UT thinks less of these students, right? And really that's what it comes down to, right? Realizing that these students work just as hard or maybe even harder, right? Because of certain obstacles as any other student, and they deserve to be protected. It's unjustifiable for them to be uprooted in such a
And now, are summer internships options disappearing? Students on campus gave their insight today. TSTV News' Amanda Morley has the story.
With the summer over, midterms aren't the only thing students are preparing for. There's interviews, cover letters, resumes, and applications. The demand for internships among university students has increased dramatically in recent years. Yet reports show a backwards trend for the amount of internships available to students. Handshake, which is an early onset career database, has seen a more than 15% drop in internship listings since January 2023. ZipRecruiter has seen a very similar percentage drop, but in just the last year.
They say it's definitely more difficult to find internships. I probably applied to 30 places and I only got interviews for I think 6 of them.
There's a lot less going on right now, and even if they're unpaid, which you can't really live off that, especially in the summer. Trying to take care of yourself, it's not very easy. I don't even know if I'd say that there used to be more. It's just that now they're harder to get. I guess there's more people applying.
I think it's competitive just because people are also applying to a lot of internships, and so then that just increases the applicant pool.
How many internships are you applying to this summer?
I'll probably apply to like 20 or so.
Students of color, along with first-generation college students, are more than likely to miss out on internship opportunities. And for students in higher-paying fields like technology, the amount of internship listings has decreased by as much as 30% in 2 years. But why is that? Reports show multiple factors came to play, from cost of labor to supervision of interns to operational challenges. Many big companies are just choosing to cut the extra cost of internships altogether. For TSTV News, I'm Amanda Morley. Thank you.
A report from Yahoo Finance predicts a drop in cryptocurrency markets between 2026 and 2027, citing current tariffs and disinflation as potential causes. Now, TSTV News' Joseph Sweeney brings us a closer look at the gains and risks Longhorns have seen investing in digital currencies.
It just creates countless job opportunities for myself and others.
From a young age, Sri Dugarala knew his career would involve crunching numbers.
If you're technically inclined, you can pursue distributed systems engineer roles, you can pursue full stack development roles, even work at venture capital firms.
But this computer science senior isn't just interested in the stock market. At age 16, Dugarala started putting his savings towards cryptocurrency.
I was able to pay off college tuition by trading crypto. In retrospect, it was like very poor risk management, but I just ended up full porting some of these and they absolutely ripped.
Dugarala is the president of Texas Blockchain, a group for students interested in crypto investments. And while crypto has brought him a wealth of opportunities, he admits gaming the market is like braving a minefield. To give you an idea of how much the crypto market fluctuates, Bitcoin prices peaked at $75,000 in 2021, then crashing to only a fifth of that value just 1 year later.
Many crypto projects are essentially a Ponzi scheme.
John Griffin has been a professor of finance for over 30 years. And despite the gains he has seen students make through crypto, he doesn't see the tokens as trustworthy.
They don't actually have a legal right like you do with stocks and bonds. The founders may give something back, or they may just take everything.
Griffin says that unlike stocks and bonds, crypto is not tied to any physical market. In other words, a coin is only valued at what the public decides it to be.
You're better off going to Vegas. In Vegas, you know the odds.
And while Dugarala acknowledges the risks of investing in crypto, he says those factors shouldn't discredit the entire platform.
Wall Street has kind of legitimized it already. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, adopt a variety of technologies similar to Ethereum.
Joseph Sweeney, TSTV News.
When we come back, Glenn Powell visited Hogg Auditorium for a screening and Q&A of his latest comedy series.
And Google came to campus to promote its newest AI. PrimeTime will be back after the break.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime. Actor and former Longhorn Glenn Powell returned to the 48th Thursday for an exclusive screening of his new Hulu series, Chat Powers, which he co-created and stars in. The show follows Russ Holiday, a former star college quarterback whose career tanked after an unforgivable mistake. So he decides to disguise himself as Chat Powers and works on to the South Georgia football team for a second chance. This screening and Q&A was specifically for Moody students and was held in the Hogg Auditorium. Powell recalled that he did his UT orientation in that same auditorium many years ago, and the advice he gave stuck with students.
I feel like as students, it's really hard to not compare ourselves to what our peers are doing. But I feel like seeing someone like him be successful and he's so well known, it's so refreshing to know that he knows what we're dealing with.
Matthew McConaughey will also be hosting an exclusive screening for Moody students. Tomorrow, students will get the chance to watch his new Apple TV Plus movie, The Lost Bus, along with a Q&A. TSTV News will be there to bring you more from the event.
Last week, it was announced that VivoPay, UT's cashless payment option for students, will be decommissioned in August of next year. University Housing and Dining claims it's due to the rise of digital payment methods and other flexible solutions. Students have until August of 2026 to use the remaining funds, or they can get refunded by May 15th. Next school year, there will be a $200 fee for Dine-In Dollars for those getting the on-campus resident unlimited meal plan instead of VivoPay. Last Tuesday, Google also visited UT to set up an interactive event outside of the tower. Students lined up from morning to mid-afternoon to grab free posters, reusable water bottles, and tote bags. The event aimed to promote Google Gemini AI. Google representatives showcased the AI's ability to create professional headshots, quizzes, and more. TSTV News' Johnson Fong talked to students about their thoughts on the AI tool.
I would be interested in using Google Gemini after this event, especially after they demonstrated the different tools that you can use with it. Like you can make quizzes with your notes and stuff like that, and you can even use AI to edit photos and videos, which I thought was really cool.
After the event, I feel like I would use Google Gemini AI for my professional headshots, but other than that, I don't think so, just because if I need AI, I have ChatGPT now, so I don't feel like a need for other AI.
Campus Events and Entertainment hosted their Texas vs. Florida football watch party this past Saturday. TSTV News' Daniel Davila brings us more details about the event.
These Longhorns are spending their Saturday afternoon at their watch party hosted by E&E and Shift Makers. E&E officer Sophia Pokorny says events like these are important for building a community for your students in UT.
I think it's really good for like instilling tradition in students and giving them a space where they can celebrate UT football at no expense.
The watch party kicked off UT's first SEC football game and filled up the Texas Union Ballroom. The event provided UT students with mocktails, food, and activities during commercial breaks.
I'm really glad that we get to cater to these events because then we get to meet the students and like kind of add to their experience. So that's honestly really fulfilling for me.
As part of Shift Makers, Cindy Liang helps create unique drinks for students during UT events around campus.
I think like a lot of people can't have alcoholic drinks for so many reasons. And so our goal is to, show up to the events, make some awesome drinks so that everyone can have a great time.
The watch party had activities like Best Dressed to raffle prizes and mini games. We had food ranging from tater tots with chili and tenders to cookies and popcorn. UT first year representative Ford Myers came out to support the Longhorns.
I think these events are great, especially for the students who don't have who aren't maybe in a fraternity or sorority or in Greek life. It gives them a place to come meet people and come show their love for the team, even when they're not playing at DKR.
Daniel Davila, TSTV News.
The Horns fell to Florida 21-29 this past Saturday. They next face OU in Dallas this weekend for the Red River rivalry. When we come back, we're hanging onto the heat this October. Your weather for this week.
And a deep dive into Saturday's game in Gainesville. Primetime will be right back.
"13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime.
Sunny skies this week, but some showers tomorrow night on the way. Ariana Stephens is here with all you need to know in this week's weather. How are you doing today, Ariana?
I'm doing great, Mareva and Christina. How are y'all?
Great, thank you.
That's awesome. Good evening, Austin. Temperatures are wrapping up in the day in the upper 80s under mostly clear skies. Overnight, expect lows around 72 degrees with light southerly winds. Tomorrow will be another hot one, highs reaching the mid-90s by the afternoon. Humidity will creep up slightly, making it feel a bit warmer. There's a small chance of an isolated shower late in the day, but overall conditions stay dry and sunny. Looking at our 7-day forecast, summer heat is still hanging on. Temperatures throughout the week will stay hot, with highs ranging between 91 and 95 degrees. Overnight lows will sit in the low 70s, only dropping into the upper 60s by the weekend. Rain chances stay very low, with just a slight possibility of an isolated shower Tuesday afternoon. Otherwise, expect mostly sunny skies each day and light southerly winds. The UV index remains elevated at around 8 out of 11, so sun protection is still a must. Overall, hot, dry, and not much of a change until next week.
Well, thank you, Ariana, for prepping us for Austin weather.
Thank you for having me.
When we come back, the Longhorns fall to the Florida Gators. More on their loss coming up.
And Taylor Swift's album, The Life of a Showgirl, was released Thursday evening. PrimeTime returns after the break.
13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime.
Nerves on the 40 acres today as Texas football comes home from a loss at Florida State. Tyler Strempel has the latest for Press Box on Primetime. How are you doing today, Tyler?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be back on Primetime. We're getting kind of back into the groove of things. Excited to get into what was kind of a mixed bag of a week for Longhorn sports. Of course, the story of the week being Texas football's performance against the Florida Gators, so we're going to get that over with first. Texas football traveled to Gainesville to start their SEC conference slate against the 1-3 Gators. They opened as 6.5-point favorites, but the game unfolded quite a bit differently. At first, the Texas defense started off snail slow, allowing an opening drive touchdown and a field goal to end the first quarter with a 10-0 hole. Even as Arch Manning threw a touchdown to Quintravion Weisner, Texas's offense wasn't really ever able to recover. And through 2 interceptions from Arch Manning, accuracy issues, and poor defensive play, Florida ended up handing Texas their first SEC loss and second overall of the season. Now, yesterday's top 25 AP poll has Texas unranked for the first time since November 2022. Texas' season is now on the ropes, as one more loss all but eliminates them from the college football playoff. Texas will next face number 6 ranked Oklahoma Saturday in Dallas for this year's edition of the Red River Rivalry Saturday at 2:30 p.m. on ABC.
Thank you so much for the update on Texas football. What else has been happening sports-wise on the 40 acres?
Yeah, well, Texas volleyball is having a much different situation. They're rolling right now in what is now a 12-0 start, including a 7-game streak of 3-0 sweeps, including their first 4 SEC opponents. The Horns are just rolling, making quick work of what is undoubtedly an easier stretch than the 8-game stretch that included 7 top 25 opponents. Now, Torrey Stafford, the reigning SEC co-offensive player of the week, continues to stay hot with a 3-block, 15-kill performance against Mississippi State. Ella Swindle led with 32 assists, and Texas overall had 3 service aces as the Horns made quick work of the Bulldogs in a 3-0 sweep. The Horns do have a tough road ahead, though, thanks to games against current number 3 ranked Kentucky and number 9 Texas A&M coming up in the next couple weeks. However, with the way this team has been playing, It's kind of easy to say we're officially on undefeated watch as the Horns have been dominating on every facet. Now next, the Longhorns play Tennessee on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network Plus.
What a season so far for Texas volleyball. So what's the main story in pro sports this week?
Well, it's October, so the MLB postseason is beginning in earnest this week, with the Wild Card Series concluding just a couple days ago. Dodgers, Cubs, Yankees, and Tigers were the 4 teams that clinched spots in the League Division Series. Now, starting with the ALDS, the Tigers, led by AL Cy Young MVP favorite Cal Raleigh, have each won a game, leaving 3 games to decide who goes on to the American League Championship Series. On the other side of the AL, the Yankees are in a 2-0 hold of the Blue Jays after some offensive explosions by Toronto. Going over to the National League, the Dodgers took Game 1 against the Phillies with Shohei Ohtani making his first ever pitching appearance in the postseason, and the Brewers piled it on against the Cubs to take a 1-0 lead on Saturday. Now, it's a long postseason, but some stars are already showing themselves. For example, Jorge Polanco against the Tigers for the Mariners had a 2-home run night, and in the same AL League, Dalton Varsho of the Toronto Blue Jays also had a 2-home run day against the New York Yankees. Now, it remains to be seen who will lift the Commissioner's Trophy at the beginning of November, but it should be fun to watch.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for keeping us all up to date on sports.
Of course.
When we come back, TSTV News, Ella De Nena sits down with Briscoe to talk about all things ACL.
And Nicki Minaj teases the release of her next album. Primetime will be right back.
13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime.
The Austin City Limits Music Festival kicks off and exciting new music drops. Gia Paddle is here to talk about what you need to know in music, movies, and more. How are you doing today, Gia?
I'm doing great, thank you. Getting straight into things, this past weekend at ACL, Good Morning Longhorns executive producer Ella De Nena sat down with Briscoe, a Texas Exodus folk rock duo who debuted on the Lady Bird stage this past weekend. From meeting as kids at a middle school summer camp to starting a band while in university, Truett Heinzelman and Philip Lupton are living the dream they've always wanted.
This is our first time getting to play it as a band that claims Austin and went to UT. It means a ton to us to finally get to play ACL. It's really sweet.
But I would love to headline and sell out Red Rocks someday. And I'm just going to say that now, and hopefully we'll look back at this interview in a couple years and we'll check that box. But I mean, that is just the premier venue in the United States, and would love to get to do that someday.
For more coverage of ACL, be sure to tune into Good Morning Longhorns at 7 a.m. this Wednesday.
Gia, what did you think about this past weekend?
I was not there, but I did love seeing all the guests that the performers brought out. Life of a Showgirl, Taylor Swift's 12th studio album was released on Thursday. Since its release, the album has received mixed reviews from critics and the public. While the Rolling Stone gave the album heavy praise for its production and boldness, The Guardian gave the album 2 out of 5 stars, and many Swifties and non-Swifties questioned the quality of her lyrics and writing on TikTok. The negative reviews, however, have not stopped fans from listening. The album is Spotify's most streamed album of 2025 and Spotify's most streamed song in a single day ever. Is the debut single, The Fate of Ophelia.
Gia, did you listen to The Life of a Showgirl?
I listened to a few songs, but it wasn't my favorite album of hers. Fans are speculating that Nicki Minaj has announced the release date for her next album. In a tweet, Minaj said March 27, 2026. This would be her 6th studio album. Minaj stated that her next album would be more intentional and personal in an online comment. Not much is currently known about the collaborators on this album. A recent clip of Minaj in the studio confirms new music is currently in the works.
So Gia, are you excited for the release of this album?
I am. I feel like a lot of her songs are going to go viral.
Well, that's all for your Monday briefing. For more before our next show, be sure to follow Texas News Primetime on social media.
And check out our website at tstvnews.com.
Signing off, I'm Christina Krasnova.
And I'm Mareva Valiere. From all of us at TSTV News, thank you for watching.
Now go out and change your world.